Hi, I'm back with another video. Oh my goodness, I have been doing videos back to doggone back. I am tired, but I just have to come back and give y'all this review of season 1, episode 2 of NellyVille, Nelly's Promise. And I have to tell y'all, watching this episode of NellyVille has really given me my life, and at once was very hard to even watch because it's very emotional. If you know the backstory of the storyline, you would know that it's life after Nelly's sister and Sean and Think's mother, who died of leukemia back 10 years ago, and it's crazy because it's very emotional. So with me myself, I know how it is losing a loved one that is very close to you. Um, even not alone, even almost losing my mother several times to a health scare and several other circumstances. So that thought that comes to your mind to say that you might not see your mother again, or your next time you see your mother, she might be laying across the church, is very heartbreaking. So I know how that felt for me sitting in the hospital. I can just imagine how it feels for them growing up without their mother by their side. So that's crazy. Let's get into NellyVille season 1, episode 2, Nelly's Promise, and we open up with scene 1. Um, the show opened up with Sean outside of the home in St. Louis writing a diary, aka an open letter to his mom. And the backstory of him starting this open letter to his mom was when he was little, they visited their grandmother's house, and he seen one of his mother diaries, one of his or her book, basically all the important things that happened when Sean was born, and like he took his first step, him walking, his first words, this, that, and the other. So he thought that he should write how he's doing and how he's progressing and things like that to his mother, how life is going to be. And it's a diary for him to release, but also he's talking to his mother in the letter. So I thought that was very heartwarming and very mature and very, that's very good for him to release those inner feelings that he doesn't get to get out because he doesn't really talk about it. And then we get Nelly comes out to come check on LaShawn, aka Tab, to see basically what's going on, what he's outside doing, and comes to find out he talks about the letter and they talk about life, and Nelly kind of encouraged him and consoled him. It's like, and Tab is like, hey, Lil Sean is like, it's been hard for these last 10 years without growing up with my mom and this, that, and the other. And it's like, since then, I was 13 when this happened, and I never, been to her grave to visit her because it's been just that hard for me. He's like, I mean, neither has been hard to come visit her, but I mean, that's a step that you have to make, and that's a decision that you have to come accustomed to. When you're ready, I'm here. So that was that scene of them consoling, talking about life and business in the grave. So we get to scene 2 with Miss Jackson is at the house and she's talking to Nelly. And it's basically a little small scene that really wasn't just that important, but I'm just going to talk about it. Talk about him deciding to talk to her about taking the boys, which is LaShawn and his partner, his friend, who I guess are in a rap group, to the 2014 BET Hip Hop Awards. And she's like, that's a good idea. And he's like, I want to get them out there, let them see the life. Also, let them meet some celebrity and see what it's like and how much hard work it is how much hard work it is to put into receiving an award, this, that, and the other, how it goes behind the scenes and that. She's like, that's good. And she's like, so what are me and the girls gonna do while you're gonna be gone? And she's like, well, would it be okay if I take Stick to a? I can't believe she even asked him this. She knows she was not gonna get no good answer. But anyway, she asked him, could she take her Stink to a twerking class? He's like, you're not taking my daughter to the twerking class. That was funny. Little love scene. They talking real sticky to each other. Like, well, can I go to? What about me? Can I go to a twerk class? He's like, you can go to a twerk class, and you better not miss a day. Just nasty. But anyway, that was scene 2. Scene 3, we get into Sean, aka Tab, is playing basketball outside with Uncle Nelly. That is so weird. I swear it's so weird saying that. But he's outside with Uncle Nelly, and they're talking. He decides to tell him that, hey, I decide to take you and your friend to Atlanta with me to the beat the hip hop awards because Nelly was presenting and that they were playing basketball, chopping up this and that third and then Nelly begs him is like, well, this is what's gonna happen. If I make this shot, then I get to dress y'all, meaning I get to pick out the outfits you're gonna wear with me at, when we go to Atlanta. And the bet was if he didn't make the shot, that they can have his seat, that he can sit in another seat, because you already know when a hip hop artist or any artist who's presenting or is there for some important reason or just there, they have an assigned seat with their names on it. So that's what was the bet. Of course, Nelly shot. Of course, Nelly won the bet. He shot it. So he got to dress. He's gonna dress him and his friend to go to Atlanta for the hip hop awards. That was scene 3. Oh, we're back. Scene 4, we get Nelly friends and Sean. They arrive in Atlanta for the hip hop award, and Nelly decides to say, hey, since I'm in Atlanta, might as well pick up a new car, something to drive around and something to have. So Nelly goes to his old friend. I think he's been known for over several years, and he decides to get a Bentley. And this Bentley is custom made. Excuse me, it's custom made, and Nelly's the only one in the U.S. with it. And he was the salesman was like, okay, you're the only one in U.S. with the car, and the car only had is the only one with the chrome symbol, and the people the engineers who create the cars sign their name and their information. So if the car happens to break down, they're the only one who knows about it. So Nelly's like, good, I need that number because I'm spending a lot of money. This is so funny because Nelly's nephew Sean, aka Tab, the rapper, is more excited to have the car than Nelly is because he thinks he's gonna drive it. And he thinks like, yeah, we got the. He's like telling his uncle and stuff like, yes, because Nelly's like, I'm excited. Uncle and nephew was like, yeah, we are excited. He's like, you ain't excited. You ain't paid for nothing. You ain't paying for nothing. And he's like, yeah, we're excited because it's gonna be my car. He's like, no, it's not. So they get in the car and get ready to miss the driving off. Nephew's all excited, finally being the Bentley because they're not used to that type of lifestyle living with their mother. So coming with Nelly and living with them, they're accustomed to a new lifestyle and new house, new environment, this, that, and the other. Of course, they still in St. Louis, but it's still a new environment because it's Nelly. They're in his spotlight now, and they also on a new reality show. So there it is. So they're in the car, and Nelly lays down the law, the rules, and he states basically shuts him down and say, you know what? I'm not trying to rain on y'all parade. I know y'all excited, this, that, and the third, but do not touch or come by my car. And that's when he agreed. But of course, you already know, being a young person following your uncle's footsteps, you know that's not going to happen. So that was just that. Um, we get to scene 5, and that's Miss Jackson, aka Chantel, talking to Stink. Of course, the men are going there in Atlanta, getting prepared and getting the itinerary done and ready for the BT Hip Hop Awards 2014. So, Stink and Miss Chantel, aka Miss Jackson, is back in St. Louis because she's in town from LA. I guess she come in every month or every week or this, that, and the other. Just spend time with the girls. So she's like, well, let's spend some quality time since the boys decide not to take us to Atlanta. So they decide to go to a cooking class or try to do something, to bond. So that's actually really scene 5. Them talking and they get back at okay, season 5 and scene 5. Excuse me. The boys are in Atlanta. They arrive in Atlanta. Already in Atlanta, and they arrive at the mansion, and Nelly basically talks to the boys and let them know, lay down the rules, lay down the laws about what's going to go down at the BT Hip Hop Awards because it's very hectic, especially when you present here backstage. Everybody's rumbling and tussling, and then you got celebrities you talk to and speak to, and then he also, since he's presenting, he has to also go over the lines in the script with the recipient, which is from BET, Real Husbands of Hollywood, the fake reality show with Kevin Hart, Dwayne Martin, Boris Kojo, Nelly, and other bald head comedian. Basically that was scene 5 of them talking about the show and what you're gonna do, what you're not gonna do. And scene 6 is the boys are in the room, which is Sean and his partner. They're getting dressed. Since Nelly won the bet, then they are getting dressed. Sean has on red. Yeah, Sean has on red and the other has on yellow. Nelly comes in and is like, yeah, I won the bet, this and that, rubbing in their face. Like, I'm going to call you ketchup and mustard. I was like, I'm not going to play. Not to play at all. And then the guys arrive at the BET Awards, red carpet that Nelly's taking pictures. He's doing an interview. He did an interview with BET 106 and Park host Keisha Shante and Shard Moss, aka Bow Wow. So they're talking shop at the shake hands, and he'll do some other interviews. And he actually get backstage and he reads the lines, goes back, he speaks with Baby, he chops it up with Snoop, and then he goes back and reads the lines with the girl who's supposed to be presenting with him the award. And after that, they get to the BET Awards. BET Hip Hop Awards 2014 actually showed a couple of clips and a couple of scenes from the actual award ceremony. Because he was actually there live with cameras during that time when he was shooting the reality show. So the show starts off with Nelly presenting, and it goes well. They give show goes on to give respect to the Mike Brown situation with Ferguson Comic Con. Of course, anytime that happens with a situation like Trayvon Martin, common is the lyricist who comes out and always introduces the family, this, that, and the third, because he's just that type of rapper. He brings that persona. So they bring out the stepfather, the biological father, and the mother of Mike Brown, the deceased Mike Brown, because of the situation happened in Ferguson. It hits Nelly home. Hits home with Nelly because he actually lived in Ferguson during the birth and when he was raising Nana. So that's what that is. After the show, Nelly get ready to leave. The show is shut down, and Nelly comes outside. He's looking for Lil Sean, and Lil Sean and his partners know where to find. Somehow, the security told him to go somewhere else around, so they end up going around. Pretty much, if it's Lil Sean, he didn't follow the directions. They didn't follow what his uncle told him to do. That's basically what happened. He's the person always makes up excuses. I'm getting that from him, but that's what it is. And of course, Nelly's mad as hell because he gave them specific instructions when dealing with this because they're supposed to be learning and observing, but they're trying to do their own thing, which is the incorrect way. So of course, their uncle being an adult and them not being in his eyesight, he's going to be pissed. So scene 6 come in. It's 4:30 p.m. It's after, I guess, the day after the award ceremony. Everybody's tired. The entourage is tired. The entourage is tired, and Nelly is in his bed asleep. So with that being said, Nelly is asleep. The boys are up. It's their last day in Atlanta. They're hyped. They got to see all kinds of celebrities, all people they looked up to, and just to be in the atmosphere of so many celebrities, just to be at a awards BET ceremony on camera, just in one, knowing that they want to be in those footsteps of those artists one day. So they're there at home at the mansion that was provided for Nelly to stay in Atlanta, and they're up. Everybody's asleep, entourage sleep. So it's 4:30. They're like, okay, let's everybody sleep. If I let stay in Atlanta, and then we need to have some fun. So they go around. I guess they're going to find themselves something to eat and end up looking for the silverware or whatever, and end up finding Nelly's keys. At first, they decided like, nah, we ain't gonna do this because Nelly told us not to do it. But then again, they so hyped about it. So keys, and it's like, what? Will they try to hide the keys from us or what? So they decide, which only took them 1 second, so they weren't gonna decide to not do it anyway. But they took a second and it's like, okay, grabbed the keys, ran out the house, and meant to get in their uncle Sean meant to get in his uncle's Bentley like he told him not to when they drove off the lot. But he does it anyway. Excuse me. Excuse me, my mouth is dry. I've been doing videos and editing all day. Excuse me. But back to scene 6. In house, they getting caught. They roll down the street and they find this lady. I guess that in her eyesight, she was found or whatever. So they run down the street, they talking to her. Basically, flexing this and that, like they, oh my god, we in the Bentley, we doing this, we basically flexing. So they get time goes by, they talking like, man, we got to get this car back, bro, because we don't want we don't want Unc to wake up and his car gone. So they're like, okay, let's go. They stop for a few seconds and take pictures by the Bentley, basically Instagram flexing. I'm pretty sure it's on all their social media, on their Twitter, Instagram flexing. By or we driving the Bentley, it's hours, this, that, and the other. On the way to come back home, remind you, they never been in Atlanta for that long, not too much to even know where they're going. They don't know the address. So that's what happens. So they on their way back, they're trying to find their way back to the house. Scene 7, basically, we get back to the scene with Miss Jackson and think they're at a cooking class. They're making brownies. They're talking, basically catching up and having girl talk about boyfriends, about life, about mother. Cause Miss Jackson is basically trying to be that person they can look up to and be that person they can come talk to, because they really do not talk about their life, nor do they talk about what it's like to not have their mother by their side. So it's basically what that means about kind of catching up. Boo, boo, boo. Scene 8 is like the bomb drops. You hear me? Nelly is mad as hell. He is not having it. He wakes up, looks for the boys, and they're not there. So he's sitting down 8:43 p.m. outside the mansion in his white beater, socks, and shorts. Mad as hell. Remind you, his entourage already came back to the van, parked outside. They ready to go, and the Bentley pulls up. They pulls up and see Nelly mad as hell sitting outside because they thought they were going to get that car back to the house without Nelly or the entourage knowing. So they see Nelly pissed the hell off. So they head immediately just, dang, bro, Uncle mad. Yeah, he gonna be mad because he told you not to touch that Bentley, especially if it's a new car. Thing like it's one of his first cars, especially you got a car yourself though while you're in your uncle's car. But of course, he's grown. I'm not a teenager, but he's young, so of course he's gonna want to run around, enjoy life, enjoy Atlanta, enjoy the experience, and enjoy driving in a Bentley because it's not every day that you drive or get behind a Bentley. So understood. I would have did it too and took the consequence. But the boys return, and we get to, still in season 8. The faces drop, and Uncle Nelly is pissed off. Everybody arrives back, pissed off. So Nelly walks inside because he couldn't really just stand to look at their faces, but he goes inside and sit down, and then screams out the mansion, "Sean!" And Sean already knew what the hell was gonna go down. He already knew. He was like, right behind you. It was so funny. The other friend was scared as hell. And when the entourage dude was like, hey bro, you might as well go in. So like, he needs you too. And he walks in, he brings his head down, he walks in also. But the funny thing is, Nelly got on Sean. Nelly didn't get on Chuck. Basically he gonna get in trouble because he was his friend, but Nelly never did approach him. Nelly got on Sean ass. Sean he got in Sean behind and had Sean looking like. But really, Sean was already like he already knew what was going to happen, what to expect. But Nelly was livid. He was not having them excuses Sean was giving at all. But at the end of the day, Nelly understood. But he was like, bro. But his main point was it wasn't the point that he took the billing. It was the point that he could have gotten an accident. His life could have been lost. This, that, the other. And then it goes back to him pretty much not keeping that promise that his sister asked him to do, stay stern on my kids and treat them like they're yours. So when you have your nephew going out of your eyesight without your permission, you don't know where he at. It's like reality kicks in, but he's pissed off because I told you once not to drive our car. Second, and you don't know where you're going. And 3, you could have gotten into an accident and could have lost your life. So that's basically where Nelly was coming from. But at the end of the day, he understood. He's like, bro, don't do that no more because it wasn't right, and I told you not to. And basically said he understood, and that was a relief because pretty sure if the cameras wasn't rolling, Nelly would have got in that ass. But anyway, scene 9, they're back in St. Louis. They get back in St. Louis and from Atlanta from the 2014 BET Hip Hop Awards. So they chopping up basically. You already know they what's been going on, while what you ladies was up to, this and that and the other. What how was the awards? They basically saying Saint cooked some brownie. She was like, brownie, Saint cook. I mean, she make a hell of a bowl of cereal, but Saint cooking and this and that. Because they making fun of her and this and that and other. That was scene 8 till we get to scene 9, and then Sean goes in and talks to his sister. He goes and think, well, basically chops it up with her. What's going on? Saying that he made the decision to go visit mom's grave and how life was without mom and how things been going. And he's basically like, bro, how's it going? I mean, you don't talk to me no more. We don't never really open up. Just like me, I don't open up about the situation, but we have to talk about it. And she's like, open up about what? It's like, mom's death. How's things been going? And he's like, you know what? I can't talk about it. And he's like, don't say you can't. Just do it. And she opens up, and out of nowhere she just cried. And this is one of the emotional moments of it. The first open up scene was kind of emotional, but it really getting the way you kind of seen the open up first. But when you got to the scene is where it's like she began to cry and all the emotion, all the hurt, pain, the endearment that she had with not having her mother by her side. Because being young and speaking to her, her mother was close. So being young, it's like you're not having your mother. It's like, dang, how do I get through this? How do I go past it? She began to cry, and he began to console his sister. He began to cry, and this, that, and the other. And remind you, she's crying hard. She's young. It's a whole bunch to release. I doubt if they did too much crying at the funeral. And Sean said he didn't even remember crying. He didn't even do crying because he was still in disbelief that his mom died. So they're crying, and Nelly and Miss Chantel, hears them crying. Reminds she's crying loud, and he says in his confession, when I have my family cry, when I hear her stick and them cry like that, it's my duty to go downstairs and see what's going on. So him and Chantel, Miss aka Miss Jackson, are consoling them, encouraging them, and telling them what the mom said to my. That's why I'm here for y'all. Y'all can come to me anytime. If y'all can get through this, um, you can make it. Basically saying that's the reason why I'm hard on y'all, because my sister made me promise that to take care of y'all. I'm here for y'all. I love y'all. Basically, that was a sentimental family moment. Of course, the cameras was not involved and could not be in that. That was a family moment. So all you can do is catch the aftermath of what's going on. You can really just see that moment, because I can imagine seeing that moment. I would have been just boohooing, because I was trying to hold back the tears watching this episode the whole time. But anyway, that was scene 9. So we get into scene 10, which is the last scene. Yes, we get into scene 10, which is the last scene. Nelly and Sean arrive at the mother's grave. Sean finally made the choice that he's going to visit his mom, so they arrive at the grave. They get out the car, and this is an emotional moment also, because they get out the car, visit the mom's grave and Nelly's sister, and they stand there for a minute, drop the flowers, and Sean immediately shows and pour out his emotions of missing his mom, loving on his mom, all the good memories they had. It was just very, very emotional. It was emotional for me, because I know how it is to stand at a grave site and know that the person you once loved, a person who has carried you for 9 months, is no longer there with you, no longer there to see you making a hip hop career, no longer to be by your side. You can't hug her no more. You can't love on her like you would when you was little. So I understand the emotion is crazy. I was like, this whole episode was like, oh my god, it was crazy, because the whole time I'm like, how do I hold back the tears? Because it's every time you turn around, there is a crying or talking about the mom, which is their storyline. It's like, but it's completely understandable. And I like this show. I really like it. And then Sean gets so emotional that he couldn't take it anymore, so he gets back in the Mercedes SUV and leaves Nelly there with his sister. Nelly breaks down and basically gives his sister an update of how the kid's doing, how he's doing, and tell him that he loves him. He apologized for not coming by to see her more often, and then they get back in the car and they leave. So that's That NellyVille, that was end of season 1. That was end of this episode, season 1, episode 2. Nelly promises, and that was the review. I love this episode. BET, kudos to you. Nelly, kudos to you. Nana, the cast, Nana, Miss Chantel, Nelly, Trey, and Sean, and Stink. Y'all are doing a phenomenal job of letting the cameras into y'all life and showing real reality things. And please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share at all the cast on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and let them know that I'm doing reviews on their show. I'm one of the only ones doing a review on their show. So I would like for them to know that I'm doing a review. So please like, comment, subscribe, and enjoy. I have more videos coming, more reviews, more topics. Let me know what y'all want to talk about. I have more entertainment news coming up this Friday, so stay tuned. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. Peace.